That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may or may not know, I'm playing a show live on YouTube, this channel, this Sunday, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's with my cousin JC, who plays keys in the local Baltimore jam band Moody Moose. We're playing a mix of originals and covers, and it's all to benefit the band and the local institution, the 8x10 down on Cross Street in Baltimore. It's a place where, so many of us have cut our teeth on stage and in the audience. Just falling in love with music. Being around other like-minded people, and it's just literally an institution. I know each of you have one of those places in your town, and it's an absolute pleasure to play with my cousin's band and to do something that supports the 8x10. So yes, we're going to be raising donations, and the money is going to be split with the band and the venue. So next on the list to learn for this show is a classic, Shakedown Street by the Dead. Now, the guitar player, McRae, sent me this list. And so all week, these videos are going to be learning some of the songs you're going to see Sunday night. So this is Shakedown Street, and this is what he says. No real surprises with this one. You should model your part off Bobby. I'm playing the Jerry part, and I'll take the lead over the standard verse-chorus progression before the last verse. We may do some sort of quiet down, breakdown, vocal-oriented outro, as the Dead sometimes did. So there you go. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do what we always do when we're learning a song for the band. This is not the standard reaction video. We're going to listen to the recorded version. Then we're going to listen to the band do it live, and then we're going to listen to a cover that has similar pieces to the band I'll be playing in, which is 2 guitars, keys, bass, drums. So let's fire it up. Let's do it. Oh, by the way, too, a week from yesterday, Monday, this coming Monday, I'm launching a new course on GuitarGate called the Jerry Garcia Primer. As you guys know, I've been in this kind of zone for a year now, and I finally feel like up to, creating a step-by-step path to kind of get you up the mountain if you want to get started. Now, this is my first gig playing this music, first time ever playing with these guys. So I'm really trying to pay attention to all the different parts. But anyway, keep an eye out for that course. It's all about connecting melodies and triads. Shakedown Street, Grateful Dead. Yeah. Oh, by the way. Oh, never mind. Yeah, here we go. Let's do the studio version. Here we go. Now, I know the basic gist. Since he told me I'm doing Bobby's parts, I'm going to be really focusing on Bobby's parts here. D minor. So you got, yeah. So D minor, guys. So all I'm doing here, okay, is because, again, I've heard this song before. This is not an ice cold reaction by any stretch of the imagination. It's D minor, and And then it's got that flat 3-2 root walk down. Right? You can do it here, you can do it here. You can do it wherever. You can do it high parts. I'm going to see where I'm going to fit with the band. But since he says Bobby's parts, what I hear Bobby doing is an octave thing up first, high, syncopated on the offbeats. Right? So I'm thinking D minor. So, like this. Yeah, probably here. Right? So here's your D minor spot. So maybe that minor third up top, it sounds high, but then he's definitely rolling up to the next shape, the next pattern of D minor. This little triad here. So it's just a really high part of pattern 2, right? Same as this. Root, flat 3, fifth. So it's something all in there. No, I have not learned Bobby's parts before. Yeah, so the minor third is on top. It's not a regular D minor triad. Now you could be doing it here. It's all good, and I'm gonna move it around on the gig. We'll see where JC is on the keys. Is really what it comes down to. And I'm going to stay away from whatever he's doing. But the point is, it's going to be a high, staccato, chimey, treble pickup, syncopated, upper triad voicing. So during that part, you're not hearing Bobby match that in the studio version. He goes right up to the sticks with that. These are cool changes. And again, I've for the most part learned this before. It walks up to G. So this walk up is in D minor, right? D, E, F sharp, F sharp, G, A. So 1, 2, flat 3, right? Flat 3, 4, 5. But then it goes right to G. So if I wasn't doing that high part, we'll see what JC grabs on keys, but the obvious choice to go into G would be to either pull this straight back down and do a root bass triad, or to go up and have the third be in the bass and have a first inversion triad, right? Then I think it goes over to C. Different versions. I feel like sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. Yeah, so you're hearing those syncopated offbeats by Bobby stop during the chorus. So you got a quick G. Looks like sounds like a little stab on a C, like you get that 4. But only do it if everybody does it, right? Like I've listened to this song in a bunch of different versions. I feel like sometimes they just go. It's just a strike. It's not a. Like, you don't hear that 4 movement. I don't know. Let me know if you think that happens in the comments. I'm pretty sure sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But then it goes over to F, and then it goes to C, like a C9. At first I thought it was a B flat, but really what you're getting here is you're getting this piece of B flat, right? This B flat and the D, but then there's this foreshadowing of the C7 that's happening in there. So you're getting that E and that C. And what this does is this resolves down to D minor. why does this resolve to D minor? Well, there's no leading tone. But if you remember, the 2 is the 5th of your 5 chord. Forever. So this, E, is resolving down to D minor. This, B flat, that tension, that half step, is resolving down to A, which is the 5th of D minor. And if you wanted to make it extra spicy, right? If you wanted it just to be weird, someone else would have to do it with me. We'll see what happens. But if you add that C sharp in there, right? Add that kind of E diminished, give you that leading tone, that C sharp to D, that would really catch some heads off guard, but it would pull. It would pull. Bobby's back to the syncopated thing. Yeah, see, you're hearing Phil push through there. So Bobby's still staying high and chimey.
Maybe that's 'cause it's midnight and the dark of the moon besides. Maybe the dark is from your eyes. Maybe the dark is from your eyes. Maybe the dark is from your eyes. You know you got such dark eyes.
So much space with the keys in there. All right. So what's happening in here? What's happening? You have F major 7 to E minor, right? Or F major to E minor is your root movement. But the 7ths are key, and you have that little chromatic descending part, right? So you have that. Right? You know? But the 7th is really in the treble, right? So it's the same as F, but you got it open, and then E, right? So what I'm hearing Bobby do is something way up top. So instead of him playing just this F major 7th up like this, make sure you can see it, he is getting that, except I would just focus on these, that A minor triad, the top 3 triad in F major, 7. If you do that, because I'm expecting JC to be grabbing, you know, the meat of F, you know, the F, A, and C, you know, maybe here, at some type of inversion, and then doing these. Yep. Right? So focusing on the higher triads, you know, maybe even here. And then do the. Yeah, and I think Bobby even does this, and then he finishes up here. So it's either this or this. But when he goes to the G, it sounds like it's up here. Relative major and minor, G major, E minor. Anyway, you're hearing that G on top. You're hearing that movement between E. It's all about the bass. Right? Let's go back. Hear it? Yeah, you can always do those walk downs, right? E minor like this, but go, right? That little piece of D minor, basically spells out that F major 7 very similarly. You can even do it like this, the A minor triad, so you get that major 7. You got all those options. I'm just going to see what JC's doing.
You know you got such
G.
dark eyes.
Yeah.
Shakedown Street
C7.
used to be the heart of town. Come to this town, ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around.
Now that little push through, just do it chromatically. You're going C, C7, C sharp, D minor. Just muscle through it. Wherever you are in your leads, whatever, just half step, half step. Just do it. It'll work.
Come to this town, ain't got no heart.
So in here, I'm thinking C7, right? And I'm just comping C7. So I'm going to just listen to see what McCrae on guitar and JC and keys are doing, where they are, and I'm going to stay the hell out of their way, is really how it's going to work. Because he's taking the leads. It's Bobby, so again, I'm going to stay trebly. I'm going to stay chimey. You know, if he goes way up, maybe I'll go down, depending if JC stays in the middle or if he moves. You know, I'm going to try to listen and stay where they're not. So there's always a bass, middle, treble. But besides that, I mean, it's just, you know. You know. Like it's just all little tiny pieces of C7. You're not going to do. That's not happening, right? Little, tight, chimey pieces. And that's the tune. So now, we're going to listen to the Dead do it live. All right, Radio City Music Hall? Sure. Let's do 7989 Giant Stadium. And let's blow it up full screen. Nasty. See, like right there, that's one of those examples. Like I'm feeling like Brent's grabbing that little C, or maybe they're doing this like G, and then making a G7 in there. But he didn't like go to a C. I didn't really hear a 4 in there by Jerry, or I didn't see a 4 in there. I'm watching. You gotta cheat. You gotta use the video, guys. And right there, he's just doing C7. Not grabbing that 9, but someone else is. Yeah, see? See? There's Bobby up there. Watch him. Watch him. We're hunting for Bobby's parts today, guys. Listen. He's up there doing that A minor triad. Yep, and then doing the E, but with the G on top, right? Those little hits. Ba, da, da. If you guys do that together and plan out your voicings. You know, plan them out. Obviously, you know, you can have a root going right there, right? But your thirds, right? Just make sure everything's moving as a piece. Yeah. Make sure you get those chromatically. You know that. Yep, that's a root push more than anything else. Brent, man. Here, Phil. Now you hear Brent grab that C, clear as day. See, you hear him on that high part. You hear him there go to the. He doesn't go up here, you know. Right? And then. Right? You hear Brent doing the. Going straight over. Super helpful to listen to multiple versions. I can't stress this enough, guys. When you play, especially with the new group, and you don't know what they're going to do, always studio, then the band doing it live, and then a cover of someone else covering it with similar pieces to your band. Try to get as much information as you can. Yeah, so right there, right? You're seeing Jerry do this. Playing the F major 7 like this. A minor triad over F. Right? And then E minor 7 it sounds like. E minor 7, whatever. Either way, it's a G major triad over E. So you got this. And then that way, when everybody goes down, you can go. Right? You already are on that triad. So having this shape, having this thinking of A minor to then G major, thinking first inversion allows you to move down to the next shape without changing your voicing structure. Right? See how everything moves at the same time? Everybody in the band should do that. You shouldn't have those big jumps. You should keep your structures the same when you do those chromatic movements like that. That's how you remove the dissonance. And having the right inversion is how that's done. Let's keep going. Jerry loves this.
Shakedown scream. You're the heart of town. Troublous town ain't got no heart. Gotta poke around.
Right. That. It's too much on the keys up there with that effect. But Bobby's, he's staying on that same basic thing. Right? And variations of that. But it's that high, chimey, upper triad. Here, Phil? So McRae is going to take this lead. Basically, when you're soloing over this, you're going to be thinking G Mixolydian is your starting point. Because basically this song is in D Dorian. C being 1, G being 5, F being 4. You have E minor as a 2, and E minor as a 3, and D minor as a 2. So everything fits. The only thing they change is during that one little precursor and the actual jam in C7, they just make the C dominant so that you can play blues licks over it, just to get that sound. So during this part, you're going to be thinking G, right? G7. When it goes to the F, obviously you're going to accentuate the seventh-ness because that is the F in G7. When it goes over to that C, that little stab, that little precursor, you know, everything is really good here, but playing that E is really going to foreshadow it going back to that D, right? Because it's the third. It's the third in that C7, right? So it's the sixth in G. So, you know. Right? All that kind of stuff in there. All right. I'm not going to do that whole deep dive on Jerry's solo for this because now we're going to do a cover. So let's see what Dead & Company does. 17. Let's do a newer one. Bristow. I was at this show. This is the show 6/26/19. This is. Yeah, where do we start? This is the one I was at when I saw them for the first time. Let me make sure this is still going here. Let's see how different it is. Video's lagging. Come on. Yeah, this is it. This is it. It's what they wore. So much slower. So much slower. Taking the sound guy a minute, isn't it? All right, so he's using those same, again, we're focusing on Bobby now. He's using those same basic voicings. Love that D'Angelico with the P90s, by the way. But that third in the treble, you know, from the album to the 80s to now almost 2020. So for however many years that is, 50 years, the dude absolutely favors inversions that have the third up top. That is a thing, as we learn, right? So this is kind of what I was hearing on the record. And then up to here. But this one, you can plainly see him going, and then doing the same root position triad up top.
Tell me this town ain't got no heart. You can never tell. Sunny side of the street is dark.
Yeah, so you hear John go. Right? So he's grabbing it.
Sunny side of the street is dark. You can never tell.
Bobby got lost in there. Bobby got lost.
You can never tell. Maybe just 'cause
That was a snafu. It happens. All right, back on this A minor triad over F, right? That gives you the F minor seventh-ness. We're focusing on the A minor-ness of F minor 7, the upper triad, the 3-5-7, not the 1-3-5.
it's midnight and the dark of the moon.
Again, doing that. But now, yeah. Little details. 9 to the flat 3. Which is interesting because this is out of key. There's no F sharp in the rest of this tune, right? So, you know, I don't know if it's purposeful or not. Let's see how dissonant it sounds again.
In the dark of the moonlight side, baby, the dark is from.
It works. It's just a little. It's just like a little color there. Because F is in key, right? Not F sharp. That would be D major, right?
From your eyes, the dark is from your eyes. Baby, the dark is from your eyes. Baby, the dark is from your eyes. Baby, the dark is from your eyes.
See how Oteil and John and Jeff are all descending together, but with the same inversions? Just listen to that middle one. That there's no dissonance, right? If there's 3 people, I'm playing 3 notes, right? Everything goes together. There's no dissonant point. Right, see, they're on it. They're on it. Bobby's not doing that. Bobby is staying right where he is. Yeah, he did something weird there. Dude, I'm going to be totally frank here. I don't know whether he's doing this on purpose and adding this 9 in here again, or he's just missing it. I'm only suggesting he's missing it because I've seen him already miss a couple, right? But now he's coming in with the D, but missing and moving these around. Because the one time he came in on C sharp and he had to move it, right? I'm assuming he's just having trouble singing it and doing it at the same time, which is also why I assume the tempo is slower.
You know you got such dark eyes. Nothing shaking, I'm shaking.
Yeah, now Bobby's grabbing that C7. Sounded like he had that minor third up there, like C7 sharp 9.
Down the street,
Up there. God, Oteil sounds monstrous.
used to be the heart of town. Tell me this town ain't got no heart. Just gotta poke around.
So you're seeing Bobby even make it smaller, right? The diez, instead of even playing, just grabbing the minor third of D.
You tell me you've seen this town clear through. You can never tell. There's nothing here that could interest you. You can never tell. It's not because you missed out all the things
God,
that
John
we
sounds great.
had from the start. Maybe they had too much too fast. Maybe you 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 had too much too fast. Just overplay your part.
Bobby, what was that? What was that?
Just overplay your part.
You C sharping on me, Bobby Weir?
You had too much too fast. Just overplay your part. Not shaking or shake that.
All right. Well, so, all right. You gotta call things for what they are, man. So, I love Dead and Company, but I really genuinely feel, even though Bobby's singing is like really strong and he sounded great the day I saw him, when you're zooming in on what he's doing, it is very clear. It is very clear that it's, you know, John, Oteil, and Jeff doing the heavy lifting here, and that the tempo is Bobby's call, because you can see he's struggling with reaching the voicings. that he was crushing back in that middle. I forget, God, was that 89? Was it 91? But it was Brent, right? And obviously in the studio version, it was super sharp. And he's also low in the mix. At first I was like, man, the sound guy, like I can't hear anything. It's just like, oh, it kind of seems like it's slow and it's quiet because they're catering to Bobby's vocals and everybody else is doing all the voice leading and all the parts that I talked about from the previous two versions. Not surprising, not surprising. I've seen all this in the comments before, but the space in which John, O'Teal, and Jeff, are operating and how much space they're giving each other, how tightly knit all the voice leadings are, the tones. John sounds great. Like, Dead & Company is a great band. Like, and Bill Kurtzman, like, is really doing an excellent job keeping that pocket at that slower tempo. But I totally get why the people complain that the tempo is slower, because, like, it totally is. It seems very apparent that it is done for Bobby to focus on vocals, and not playing all those high chimey parts. But you get what you get, right? That's the deal. Key takeaways for me. Again, I didn't dissect any of the leads because I don't want this to be a 2-hour video, and I'm trying to focus on Bobby's parts because that's the stuff I'm going to be playing for the show this Sunday. Super chimey, super trebly. Upper voicings. He tends to favor voicings with the third in the treble, or the fifth in the treble. I didn't see him play a single voicing with the root in the treble, right? I mean, that's basically not what he did. Every single time he went, he played either favored the third in the top or the fifth in the top. I like stacking it like that. It seems purposeful. It works really well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into rehearsal Saturday, and I'm going to see where everyone else is. I'm going to see where McRae is on guitar, where JC is on the keys. I'm assuming the bass is just going to follow the bass line, somewhere similar, but low. I'm not going to be in his zone. And you're not going to see me playing big, clunky chord shapes. And that's pretty much what's going to happen. I'm just going to, the one thing I'm going to focus on with them is that if they do the ba-da-da, if they do that, let's just make sure everybody's voicings are in line for that, and that's just not wrong. So like one person's doing a root descending, one person's doing a third, one person's doing a fifth, and if any of that is doubled, make sure they're in the same structure, meaning is it root position, is it first inversion, is it second inversion? Let's just make sure those chromatic pushes are the same. Same way when it goes up top, that like if we hit that, let's all hit it, keeping the same structure. Those are the two spots where you're gonna have issues with someone who's not used to playing with the band, which is me, with their band, and that's it. Love it. So guys, be sure to tune in this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to this channel. I'll be sitting here with Moody Moose. We're going to be doing this and a bunch of other great jam tunes and some originals. You get to see them show off some originals, and it all benefits both the band and the 8x10, just an absolute stalwart in the Baltimore music scene. So that's it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And also remember, I got the Jerry Garcia Primer coming out on Monday. That is a brand new course over on GuitarGate. So if you're not subscribed over there, that's coming out, and it also supports this channel and supports me for making all this free content. Cheers. See you there. Definitely substantially slower. Don't ever listen to it back to back like that.